Parties Podcast, WATP.
Hey losers, it's the Duke of the Dabbleverse. Stuttering John Melendez here to tell you about Dabblecon 2 in Rochester, New York, August 16th and 17th. All of your favorite Dabbleverse streamers will be there, like Lady K, the Shitwayer, Bedabbler with Tookie, the Potato, the Orange, Bob Levy, and of course, the racist Anthony Cumia. Be ready for an action-packed weekend of trashing me and drinking Coors. Dabblecon 2 in Rochester, New York, August 16th and 17th. Don't be a Get your tickets now at WATPlive.com.
God, John loves that word. He's got to stop with the F slur. It's offensive to a lot of people out there.
But he didn't call Anthony Pocky, which I appreciate.
Right. That was good of it. Just a
professional.
racist. Yes.
Yeah.
right. So I don't normally do this, but I am on top of shit from today. John's show wasn't even over before we started today, and I already have clips from John's show today because I was watching closely. As you know, things have escalated quite a bit since we last checked in on John. He was promising to head down to the precinct to make sure that Kate Meany was arrested. Mm-hmm. He was promising to file FBI reports. And this is all over the fact that Kate Meany recorded their phone calls and then came on Point Dabble Point, told us about what John had said. We didn't play any phone calls on the show.
Nope.
Not that anyone's saying that we did. We didn't. But then later on the Uncle Rico show, they played a clip of John using that F slur, to which John came out and said, I was probably just doing my Spicoli impression. Well, no, first he goes, that's AI. He goes, that's right. AI. It's AI, John. And then he goes, well, I mean, maybe I was doing my Spicoli impression. I guarantee, John goes, I guarantee, right after, because Shuli cut it off. Right after I said that, I probably went, Spicoli, Fast Times, whatever. So Shuli's like, all right, let's see what he says after that. Let's see if he says I'm just kidding or whatever. Because basically, Kate Meany was talking about her boyfriend likes a certain cocktail, the espresso martini. Mm-hmm. And John said that he's an F slur for that. And then Shuli played the longer version where John did not say he was joking, wasn't doing a Spicoli impression, none of that.
And here's how you know I'm serious about this.
So, because of this, John thinks, and I think that John really thinks this,
okay,
which is why he's such a fucking loser. He thinks that because he was in California while he was talking to Kate Meany, that he can get Kate Meany arrested and everyone who's playing this arrested and thrown in prison for...
And their parents.
And their parents, too. Yeah, he's going to sue them. He's going to get them arrested. Everyone's going to prison. He said something, I don't have this clip for today's package, but he said something the other day where he goes, now, it's only a misdemeanor, but you could be fined up to $2,500 and you could spend up to a year in jail. He goes, so... okay, maybe they'll only spend 6 months in jail. You fucking idiot. That's not how this works. That's how misdemeanors work at all. Could you imagine there's all these people in jail for misdemeanors?
Yeah.
So stupid.
Yeah, that's silly. Like, it's a misdemeanor that you don't go to jail for that. I mean, you barely go to jail for felonies these days. I don't know what he expects to happen with this.
My favorite is he's just like, yeah, California... they don't like it when people record phone calls. They don't care if you rob a Rite Aid in California. What are you talking about, John? You can do anything you fucking want in California. They've stopped enforcing the law. This is a well-known fact about California.
Yeah, the only wilder place is Florida.
Yes, right. For very different reasons, but yes, I agree. So John comes out on his show today, and he explains, and people are putting one in the chat. That's one of the funniest things, too, is that John was boasting about people who were watching his show. He's all braggadocious about, well, I got 900 people in here. And someone's like, yeah, but 890 of them hate you. And he's just like, that's not true. That's not true. So then a super chatter says, put one if you hate John. And the whole chat just ones for days. And then... a few moments later, maybe 5-7 minutes later, John goes, I don't know why people keep typing ones into the chat. Like, it was going on forever, and he'd already forgotten why people were doing that.
Yeah, he's got selective memory when it comes to things that aren't, working out for him.
Right.
Like, he didn't remember, he didn't know who Chris Silva was when he popped up on his page. Like, I don't know who that is. And that's his nephew. So,
yeah.
All right.
You say so.
Yeah.
All right, so
it
this
doesn't make
is
any sense.
this is John starting off his show from today, talking about what he's up to.
Don't worry. Don't worry. I filled out the report with the FBI, and I will make sure they uphold the rule of law. Okay? Not only one report, three. Three reports against Kate Meany, Shitwaya, and you. And then, of course, the potato.
Okay.
So don't think. Oh, and also Obnoxious John. You guys think that I'm not going to fucking do what I'm supposed to do?
Do what you're supposed to do. John, you're supposed to come back with jokes and pranks at other people. That's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
He's just like, obviously my obligation now is to get the FBI involved in the Dabbleverse. Nope. Also, I love the idea that he's filling out these reports. He doesn't even know these people's names. The fact that he's just going, and I got the potato in there, and Obnoxious John is also in there. This is insane.
Carl, he sent a cease and desist to Shuley and put our names on it. He can't even, he has to get a group rate with even his legal
Right.
documents.
Yeah, right. And please let Zenhauser know that he also needs to cease and desist. Yeah, I'll
Yeah,
give him a
spread the
call
word.
right now, John. We get right on there for you.
It's insane. It's insane. This guy, I think he won one little litigation that Sirius was backing against him and Sharon Stone one time, and now he's like all about just trying to.
No, he never worked for Sirius. So back then he was on K-Rock, and he literally was assaulted by her bodyguards, and they settled out of court. He could have made way more money probably if he'd actually taken it to court. But they were like, Sharon Stone was like, all right, we shouldn't have pushed this guy down. He hurt his back and stuff. Here's $30,000. And John brags about that like he knows how the law works now because of that.
Yeah, he actually hurt his back further grabbing that check.
Some idiot on Twitter. Oh, there's never been anyone arrested for this. Oh, yes, there has. There's been plenty of people arrested for this.
And here come the examples, I bet. I would imagine, since some idiot on Twitter, and John obviously dismissed it because he just brought it up first thing on his show, and I was just like, what? So there's been plenty of people who've been arrested for this misdemeanor. Let's find out.
And there's going to be 5 new people to add to that list.
No
You
examples.
are not allowed to play, to record a guy in the state of California. You are not allowed to.
Okay. So this is what's so crazy about this is he wants all these viewers. He's all excited about, like, the Dabbleverse has never been bigger than it has been these past couple of weeks. Like last night, I'm watching Melton do a whole show about him. This morning, Tookie's on doing a whole show about him. Like, everyone's doing shows about John right now. And he always says, everyone's doing shows about me. Now it literally is true. Like, everyone is doing shows about John.
It is.
And he's loving it. He's lapping it up because all these people are watching him now because they want to see what he's doing. And then they watch the other shows. But if John wanted the most views ever, all he has to do is record the conversation with the FBI. If I could hear this conversation where he's reporting these people to the FBI, I would donate to his Patreon, whatever. How much money? $100 paywall? Yeah, it's fine. I'll pay it. I want to hear this.
Oh my God. How would that go?
Hello, FBI.
Yeah. So it's worse than that. There's also a potato.
Yes.
And he's fine with me being recorded, playing the clips on his show. A potato, you say, sir? Yeah. Also orange juice. You're like, okay. If you say so.
Yeah.
I hope that. Yeah, go ahead, Chris.
Oh, I was just going to say, we always say John thinks everyone is as stupid as he is. I think he thinks that everyone is watching his show, like even the FBI. So if he mentions the potato, they're going to know what he's talking about.
Yeah. They're like, Cardiff, well, he's out of our jurisdiction, but we know people in Canada that'll take care of that. No problem. What else, John? What else he needs to do? He thinks the FBI works for him.
I want this to go all the way. I want this to go. I want a live stream in the court when he takes us all to court. It'll be televised like the O.J. Simpson trial. I think it's going to be huge. I think it's going to be a great thing for America when
John
this all comes to
always
light.
has these revenge fantasies of him beating us up and winning lawsuits and everything like that. My biggest fantasy is what you just explained, is all of us sitting around in a court with Stuttering John, and we're just like doing shots when he says, that's a fact, Jack. We're like, that's a fact, Jack. Shots, let's go. It'd be so fun.
And he so wants to do a shot with us, but he has to be mad.
Yeah, right. John, you can't play our drinking game. This is just for us. Damn it. All right, so if you think that's bad enough that John is calling the FBI on everyone and getting them all in trouble, it gets way worse. Now he's talking about Rocco specifically.
Rocco, let me tell you something. It's not a joke to me. You all brought family into it. You all attacked my mother incessantly. You still call her every fucking day.
Let me pause it right there, because this is what John likes to do. He likes to pretend that it's me and Shuley and producer Chris and Cardiff Electric making phone calls to John's mom. I can assure you none of us have ever done that. In fact, we bring it up all the time. Please don't do that.
Yes.
Don't call John's mom or his ex-wife. Don't fuck with the kids. Like, we don't want any of that. We're just goofing on John, watching what he's doing on the internet. But John makes this claim. And so once he's made this claim, now he can do whatever he wants based on this claim.
You think it's okay to harass an 87-year-old saint?
So this is literally, so the way he's starting this off is it's propaganda. It's actually what's known as a false flag. If you blame your opponent for something that justifies anything you do from there on out, you can do whatever the fuck you want. And as long as people believe you, they're like, wait, those people did what? They called your mom every single day and harassed her? Yeah. Oh, well, in that case, yeah, John, gloves are off. Let's go. None of us have ever called your mom once. No one's calling your mom every day. It's just not true. It's definitely not true.
Yeah, but it's also like creating a false flag to nobody. Like nobody's going, oh my God, we got to go into Vietnam now. We gotta fucking we gotta fight a war. There's nobody. Everyone's like, John, you're out of your fucking mind, dude. Like you know this is people fucking with you, right? The 900 people that are super chatting you, you're a loser for $1.99 every day, are probably the ones calling your fucking mother because you dox your fucking mother's name, her address, her phone number. I mean, this guy needs to fucking point some fingers at himself.
He can't get out of his own way.
He's the rake stepper.
He's creating all of these problems. And then he can't believe that everyone's not on his side. He's like, but guys, Lady K and the shitway are calling my mom and harassing her every single day. And everyone's just going, well, what's the evidence? What do you mean? How is that even possible? These guys are doing shows. They're kind of busy.
They have families. They have things to do. They have You know?
Speaking of families, yeah.
But once he lays this out, now he can do whatever the fuck he wants because they're harassing his mom.
So, Rocco, you guys like to attack my mom? Your mom will get to hear about all this.
John is now claiming he's going to call Rocco Burrow's mom to tell on Rocco to Rocco's mom. Rocco, I know like Rocco likes to say he's a 16-year-old YouTube sensation. He's not. He's in his 40s. His mom thinks he's Cardiff Electric. He told his mom he goes by Cardiff Electric on YouTube. His mom doesn't know.
It's hilarious.
This is another thing. I was texting with Rocco today when we were watching this, and he was watching it too. And I go, dude, please have your mom record that phone call when John calls. I want to hear how this all goes down.
Can she like make passes at John and keep him online?
That's a good idea too. You sound cute.
Yeah. What are you wearing?
My mom thinks I'm MobyJack, so it's weird.
Why aren't you online anymore, Moby? Oh, Mom, I'm taking a break, but
where you been, Fatso?
I'll be back. All right, so apparently, according to John, I don't know if this is true or not. I haven't been in touch with Kate in the last few days, so I don't know. But he's claiming that Kate Meany is reaching out to his ex-wife, Susanna.
Oh.
And Kate Meany, enough with the fucking, you fucking keep on contacting my ex. I haven't been married for 14 years. She don't give a shit about this bullshit. She don't.
Well, she does. She does, and she wants nothing to do with it. She doesn't want you being a part of this.
Just the fact that he's bringing it up, you can tell he's concerned.
Yes.
Yeah, this is his equivalent of don't tell my parents, please.
right. Yes.
About this bullshit. She don't care about this Dabbleverse garbage. She's not you. She's a way better person than you. Way classier, way prettier, has a way better body, way smarter. She's not a fucking idiot high-priced escort like you.
Well, then, geez, John, why did you leave her in your family then if she's so amazing? Because you obviously liked Kate Meany. You talked about it for months. And now you're saying, and he tries to do the things that he thinks will hurt people's feelings. He's like, Susanna has a better body than you. I doubt it. I'd be surprised if you say so.
Right. Yeah,
But
but a 24-year-old girl that never had kids? Probably not.
Probably not. But okay, if you say so.
Yeah.
She's not a drug addict. She's not going to
Yeah, right.
listen to your horse shit. So you could think that that's going to somehow get her to turn against me. It hasn't. It's actually brought us even closer.
Oh.
It has.
Hold on a second. So your attempted girlfriend, Kate Meany, reaches out to your ex-wife, and that's brought you closer together. Please explain, John.
We actually had a wonderful conversation just yesterday for an hour. And I told her, Suzanne, if you ever need help, I'll be there. I'll help you. You let me know. I'll be there. Because that's the kind of guy I am. She's the mother of my fucking children. So, Kate, you think you're at my ex-wife's level? You are not even close.
Well, I don't know that your ex-wife could charge $20,000 for sex. So Kate might have her beat with that. I love the idea that he had an hour-long conversation with Susanna. Do you think that was pleasant the entire time? Probably not. Susanna wants nothing to do with this world at all. And if Kate Meany, I don't know if Kate Meany's reaching out to her or not, but if she is, she was just like, why is this girl calling me, John? Can you make this stop, please?
Yeah, nobody wants to talk to their ex-wife for an hour. That's never a good thing if you have to be on the phone with somebody you can't stand to live with anymore for an hour.
And there's no child custody things going on anymore. The kids are all grown up and out of the house. So what is this hour-long conversation? John's like, yeah, it actually brought us together, which makes zero sense to me. But of course, John does and I told her if she ever needs me, I'll be there. Right. Which is, to him, already doing a favor.
Yeah.
So he's like, look at what a great guy I am. I offered to help her out if she needs help ever, which means I've already helped her out.
And I would like to say he says that as if he's never said it before.
Right.
Shouldn't it be implied all the time?
Shouldn't it be implied?
Yes.
Because when she was working 3 jobs and paying for the kids and John stopped paying child support, which is all public record, I'm not making this up.
Correct.
John goes, he's got his side of the story too. What side of the story do you have? You didn't pay for 8 months and she needed you. And now he's going, by the way, if you need anything, I'll be there. That's when she needed something, John. That's when she needed you. You loser. Why didn't they have a job at the time? Yeah, I know, you're a loser. I get it. You couldn't earn any money because you were thrown out of show business. I get it. Trust me. All right. So then after saying that he's calling Rocco's mom, he went to the FBI, filed 3 complaints or reports with the FBI. He has the balls to say this.
It's unfucking believable. You guys have taken this way too far.
Oh, really? They're the ones taking it too far.
Yeah, the FBI, John.
Yeah. How much further can you take it? The UN? Like, where else can you go from there?
NASA.
What the fuck? He's calling the FBI. He's like, you guys have taken this too far. John, you might not be having enough fun with this anymore. If you're calling Kate Meany's mom to get her an intervention, you're calling Rocco's mom to say that a puppet hurt your feelings. Like, what the fuck? God, I'd love to hear that conversation.
Seriously, John, please don't call my mom. She would not want to know what I'm up to here. Okay,
Producer Chris, don't even say that because now he's gonna. Oh shit, you done fucked up, brah.
Sorry, Mom.
You done fucked up. If anyone knows Producer Chris's mom's phone number, $1,000. I need it right now. I'm gonna. Oh, you done fucked up. Wahapa. Okay, so then he goes from that to threatening Kevin Brennan. He's all over the place. Honestly, this is where, and I hate to use this word because it's very triggering for a lot of people, this is where Hitler fucked up. You can't fight the war on so many fronts. You know what I mean? Like, you're just spreading yourself too thin here. And I'm worried that John is suffering if you don't learn history, you're doomed to repeat it. I'm worried that John is doing the same thing here.
I am bringing this and this. That's it. That's all I need to bring. And trust me, I will be there.
So he's talking to Kevin Brennan. We'll see that in a second. But he literally just showed his fist and then pointed to his mouth. So I don't know what the terms of service could be that you two would be like, well, that's not a threat of violence. It obviously is. It's a good thing he's such a child. Yeah. Because he'd be demonetized easily if anyone took him seriously at all. But fortunately, he's just a raving lunatic that we all look at and go, oh, he's just doing his thing.
I'm going to fist you, and then I'm going to blow you.
Yeah, right. He's just throwing a temper tantrum, whatever, it's fine. You're not allowed to threaten people with violence like this on YouTube, John. But for some reason, those rules don't apply to him. Okay.
Right.
Make no mistake about it. I know where your apartment is. I will be. Now, I'm not saying I'm going to be exactly in your front door. No. No. I will find you.
I'll be at the pub.
Yeah. If you happen to ride your bike through a pub, I might be there. He's insane.
Yeah, I will find you as a threat, for sure.
Yes. Oh, he put up his fist and he said, I will find you. These are all threats of physical violence.
But it's like, also make up your mind. Are you going through the legal system for people, or are you going to show up to people's houses to beat them up?
Or
like,
call their parents.
You can't have it.
Yeah, no, it's three things.
Well,
when this whole thing first started, I'll never forget, because John's reaction to us goofing on his podcast was, I'm going to sue him for using my copyrighted material. And I know guys in New York who will break his legs. And that was the exact thing that I said, Zen, going back 6 years ago, whenever it was. I go, John, you got to pick a lane. Are you going to get the mafia to beat me up and rough me up? Or are you going to get the police to arrest me? And now it's turning into, and I'm going to get their mom involved to get them in trouble with their parents.
And you guys might have made this comparison before, but there was a little movie made called Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, where the end of the movie was they beat up all the trolls that badmouthed them on the internet. And it seems like that, and it's so ridiculous. Like, you go, that's a funny.
It's the funniest part of the movie. Yeah, he's like,
right.
You called me clown shoes? Was that you wrote that? He's like, oh yeah, sorry.
Are you a frog butt 3535?
Yeah, right.
Like, he's going to go after, like, why stop at Kevin Brennan? Why not go after the 900 people in your chat as well?
That's what I mean. Like, this guy's doing all of this wrong. He's got the worst strategy possible for coming back at the Dabbleverse. So now I'm not going to bleep this. This is going to get out there. And plus, I know Rocco, he doesn't give a fuck. But he brings up Rocco's mom. He knows her name. So he's
we all know
obviously
his mom. Yeah.
Right. I mean, I have a cute name for her, but we know her real name too. So John's going after Rocco's mom. And of course, whenever he has information, he has to weaponize it. So he's got to use her name.
Now, I want to give a special shout out to Roseanne. Hi, Roseanne. You're in the Dabbleverse now. Hey, Wolby. You're in the Dabbleverse now, Roseanne.
The cat walks in, he's just like, not now, Wolby. I'm threatening a guy's mom on the internet. Give me a second.
You're in the Dabbleverse now, Roseanne. Your fucking racist, transphobic son has now entered you into the Dabbleverse.
Okay, so let's talk about these new rules that John's coming up with now, because John's constantly talking about who's in and who's out of the Dabbleverse. Like, his family's off limits. Other people's families are fair game. But he's saying that now Rocco's mom, who's never been on any of these shows, no one knows
so far.
Yeah. But because Rocco is homophobic, she's now in the Dabbleverse. But then I heard John use the F slur on a phone call with Kate Meany, which by John's definition would make him homophobic. I don't care. But by John's definition, that's what that would mean. So does that mean that John's mom's officially in the Dabbleverse? It sounds too logical. I don't know. There must be something wrong with that.
Those are the rules today, but...
Yeah. No. When I did it, it was illegally recorded. Therefore, you can't talk about my mom being in the Dabbleverse.
I mean, his mom's been a public figure since he was on The Tonight Show, so he has to really start defending his position about if he wants his mom in or out of the Dabbleverse. She keeps poking her head onto his podcast every
Yeah.
other day, seeing if he's okay. She's a little bit of a star fucker, if you ask me, to be honest with you.
I have an example of that coming up where she pokes her head into his stream. And I'll just say this. One thing I can pride myself on, my mom's never been behind me on a podcast. I've never had a podcast from my mom's house. She's never at my house when I'm podcasting. So I've somehow eluded this thing where my mom shows up on shows that I'm doing. Go figure. I don't know about Chris's mom. She might have been.
Just your mom wife, but that's different.
Right, that's different. That's very different. Which, by the way, she's in the Dabbleverse, so you can make fun of her, but you can't make fun of Joyce for looking like Danny DeVito. There's a lot of rules. One day we got to sit down and just write the book, write all the rules
the
down.
handbook.
Right.
Yes. All right. So now this is John talking to Kate's mom, Kate Meany's mom.
I came to your daughter's defense. I couldn't have been a better friend to that slut you call her daughter. But what did she do? She stabbed me in the back. You know, I'm no fan of Fatty Patty, but he was right about one thing.
Yeah.
Your daughter's a fucking slut and she's an idiot.
That's two things. He was right about one thing.
I got 2 words for you. Go fuck yourself.
I love that. 7 days ago, I mean, less than 2 weeks ago, he was ranting and raving in Las Vegas saying, Patty, get out here. I'm going to kick the shit out of you. You were calling Kate Meany words and names and her mom. And now he's going, all right, Fatty Patty was right. She's a slut and an idiot. It's amazing how these things change. I also, John says the funniest thing when he's not trying to. I mean, Howard pointed this out many years ago. He's only funny when he's not trying to be funny. Let's hear this again.
I came to your daughter's defense. I couldn't have been a better friend to that slut. You
I couldn't have been a better friend to that slut. Well said, John. Good point.
Hero of the sluts.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
And here we don't like you anymore. That's on us, I guess. It's our bad.
Excuse me, whore. Is that man bothering you?
All right. So now he's getting into Missy B. This is one of his favorite targets. In John's mind, and this is nuts. Even to a guy like John who's this stupid and deluded, you would think he'd stop doing this thing where he says, Carl and Shuli have Missy B on their show, and Missy B is an anti-Semite, and therefore these people are in the wrong. And then people go, well, you had Quadfather on your show for 5.5 months, 4 or 5 times a week, and you knew what his politics were, that he's a Proud Boy or whatever Quadfather is. And they're like, no, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Like, well, no, you did. You talked about it a lot. But this is why he thinks that Missy B is the worst person.
But who cares? Missy B literally wished Adolf Hitler happy birthday, and the shitwear still has her on the show.
Professional comic Stuttering John, do you not realize that's a joke? Do you not realize? Like, do you think Missy B literally to a dictator who murdered a bunch of people who's now dead was like, I know you probably won't see this from heaven, but happy birthday. That's a joke, John. Like, fucking figure it out. And you can't gaslight your audience. They're not as stupid as you.
I mean, you can't write this.
Saying like piggybacking on that, he knows that saying the F word is a joke when Spicoli says it, because that was a joke.
Correct.
But he doesn't understand it when somebody wishes the worst person that ever lived happy birthday.
I know, right? I'd love to see John watching the South Park episode with the motorcycle guys.
Oh, yeah.
He'd be like, this is outrageous. Oh, how do they get away with this? I was like, how do you not understand humor in any single way? You can't be this dumb.
Missy B and Pocky have tweeted out, I hate the FNNs and I hate the FNJs, and Shitway still has them on his show. That shows you what a coward and how greedy that the Shitwayer is.
All right, so I just want to do a quick fact checking here. And, you know, we used to have a rule on this show that was,
Ain't no fact checking.
but I got to change it for this reason. John just said that Missy B tweets out that she hates the F and J's and hates the F and N's. John, find that tweet. Missy B has never written that. Missy B is one of the sweetest people you ever meet in your life. I'm looking forward to hanging with her again in Rochester at Dabblecon. I was just chatting with her today about when they're getting into the town and what we're going to be doing. She's a sweetheart of a person.
Oh, yeah.
Do you think that she would go on Twitter and write, I hate the effing J's and I hate the effing N's?
Even if she really felt that way, she wouldn't do it.
No one in their right mind would write that because it's not funny or witty or interesting. That would be the dumbest thing ever. But in John's mind, he's created this narrative that that's what Missy B is tweeting. Again, it's a false flag. It's it's propaganda. It's like, well, if you guys believe that Missy B is the craziest racist who you've ever met in the world, then you must also think that Shuey's a bad guy. Sure. Yes, John, you're right. You're right. Let's just make up shit about people. This is the thing that I was getting really irritated with Aaron Imholt about. And I guess this is what dumb people do who want to argue on the internet. They make shit up that you did, and then they're mad at that.
Yeah.
It's like, well, Aaron was all upset with me for not admitting that I was wrong about his divorce. He's like, Carl's a fucking idiot. He's all into pro wrestling because he won't even admit that he was wrong. And then finally, Keanu goes, no, he did. A couple weeks ago. Immediately when he found out that it was real, he admitted that he was wrong. Right. Oh. Yeah, but I'm mad. But I'm mad. I don't want to call him out for shit. So what else can I make up about him?
And ironically, he's bringing up Hitler and Missy B, but Hitler's speeches were a lot like this. Fabrication.
Correct.
He's the master. So he says something like, our country's fucked up. Okay, that's true.
Yeah.
And then there's something you could speculate on.
And
like,
the problem is the Jews.
Yes.
Like, oh, okay. Well, that's the problem.
You got my vote.
We should probably eradicate those people then, right? Well, I don't want to eradicate people. Oh, guess what? They're not people. They're subhumans. Oh,
it makes
well, we
it
kill
easy.
Rats, right? All right. I'm with you. I get it.
Yeah. They live in tunnels.
This is insane, but you're right. This is what John's doing. He's trying to gaslight his audience and use these propaganda to make his argument. It's like, that's how you know you're wrong, John, is you have to make things up about people to make you look better.
Yeah. By the way, he hates himself for painting himself in some sort of PC corner that he's been doing for the past 5 years or so, because he also said on his podcast that, they don't let you have any fun on these things, referring to the fact that he can't say the F word because it was a joke when he says it. So it's all in good fun. And that's now they want to take away my fun for saying the word. It's like, well, you got to pick a lane. Either you're going to keep yourself as woke dad, where you have a life of defending people who can't defend themselves, like black people and gay people and all those other people, the Jews, they can't defend themselves either. But or you're going to be a comedian and you're able to enjoy this freedom of speech that we all have. So we're all able to say things in a joking manner and we're pointing out the atrocities of the world.
And Anthony, I literally told him that when we had our one-on-one debate. I go, John, you got to loosen up, because that was when he was trying to he was calling me out for not censoring my Discord server. It's like, people are saying the N-word in there. I'm like, whatever, not my problem. I didn't. I don't write that in my Discord server. Other people are. Not my problem. It happens. I don't know what to tell you. And I go, John, you got to lighten up with this stuff. If you try to police speech, you're never going to win against the internet. There's always going to be people who are going to say things you don't like, and they might even do it to piss you off.
Zen is so correct.
Yeah.
He's painted himself into a PC corner. That's the best way to put it. He is Jack Nicholson at the end of A Few Good Men. He wants to say he ordered the code red, and he can't.
Right.
He wants to scream the F slur on his show.
He does.
Yeah.
And by the way, Flashy Vic wrote, Carl's convinced me. I wasn't actually saying anything about the Jews. It was a reference I was making to elaborate on producer Chris's point. Someone's going to isolate that and be like, subhuman. But he goes on Shuey's show. They're doing a whole live show together.
Who are these dictators?
I can't believe he's saying that. Speaking of people who are baked, Cardiff is in the house. What's up, Cardiff?
So I've done your fact checking for you.
Okay.
I searched Missy B's Twitter.
Okay, yes.
There is no tweet that says I hate the FNNs and the effing Jews. So you know what that means.
What does that mean?
She deleted it.
Yes, good point. Thank you for checking on that for us. All right, so now John goes into victim mode. And again, to your point, Anthony, like, you got to pick a lane. John's never sure if he's on the attack, and he's got the SJ Army, and you don't cross the Duke and watch what happens.
The SJ Army, for fuck's
I
sake.
know. We're going to get into his SJ Army. I got a couple clips on that coming up, Cardiff, which I'm glad you're here for that. But is it that we can't fuck with you because you're the Duke and you're going to take us all down and you got all these allies? Or are you the victim?
Why do you hate me so much, Lady K? What did I ever do to you?
What did he ever do to me? Let's think about this. Well, he did strike my YouTube channel multiple times. He tried to get my Patreon taken down, as I was just talking about. He reached out to Patreon and said, you know, he's linking to his Discord server and there's gamer wars in the Discord server. And then Patreon had to go through and look through every thread in the Discord server. And eventually I had to like disconnect the two things in order to keep my Patreon. He's shown photos of my family. He's called my wife everything you can possibly think of. He slandered my guitar playing. All right, I wanted to get through the easy stuff
So
first.
he's not all wrong.
This fucking asshole claims that he's a better guitarist than me. What did you ever do to me? Do you know how offensive that is to me, John? He also goofed about my father for recovering from cancer. But the guitar thing is really where I draw the line. That's fucked up. How dare you act like you've never done anything to me?
Sorry, do you have him going through the top 100 guitar list?
No, I saw...
day?
I saw him tweet about something that he's just like, this list is wrong. It's like, yeah, all these lists are wrong. Why? What did he say?
No, it was like Keith Richards, please. Like he was just rhyming off these amazing, great guitar players. Not like none of them were Steve Vai, like on the top.
Yeah.
And like, I mean, I don't think Steve Vai was even on it, but it wasn't like a list of the most proficient guitar players. It was just probably the most influential guitar, like Chuck Berry and
Right.
BB
When did
King,
Keith
stuff
Richards
like
ever write a riff that anyone remembers? It's like, yeah, no, it's
BB King never
obviously
did any
belongs-
tapping.
He obviously belongs on the list.
Who is this Clapton?
All right, so this is another
I agree
example.
with that because technically he blows you away, Carl, without a doubt.
Technically,
On the
Zed,
guitar.
I will fucking go. I'll come over there. You wait till.
Yeah,
Pick a lane, Carl.
you know my name. You know where I live.
I'm going to call your mom.
Yeah.
Your son Anthony was saying that John's a better
Right.
guitarist than me,
All
technically.
right, take it easy. I take it back.
All right, thank you. All right, so John's now goofing on Dabblecon that we have coming up. And I have to say, I have to give him,
WATVlive.com.
I have to give him credit. Every now and again, John says something that's actually a very funny line. I don't think he knows it. I don't think he realizes it, but this is actually a good one.
Is that what it is? Is it just mere jealousy that makes you have to attack one person? Look at all you guys. You guys are pathetic. You have events all about me. Your biggest guest at this Dabblecon is my couch cushions.
It's a pretty good line.
That is.
That's a pretty good line right there. Your biggest guess is my couch cushions. And he didn't pause or anything like that. He just kept going. I'm like, John, that's a funny joke. You finally got one. There it is.
Yeah, but he doesn't. You can tell he doesn't know he said anything funny because he doesn't do that stupid grin.
Correct. He didn't. He just kept going after that.
Because he's mad.
Yeah, he's mad. Right. All right. So this is fun. He's talking about in Atlantic City, he was the biggest celebrity who was hanging out. And he talks about when he went to Chad Zumock and Gino Bisconti put on a stand-up show that was a little ways away from the Borgata some people went to. And John claims that he was the biggest celebrity at that show. And I can't believe he actually says this.
I come to Atlantic City. Everyone's taking pictures with me. I come to the Gino Chad gig. Who's the biggest star in that room? Me. Who's everybody coming up to for pictures? Me. That's just how it works. I am a legend.
Have you ever heard anyone declare that they are a legend before?
No, but I've also never heard somebody give themselves their own nickname. I mean, there's
Right.
a lot of things going on over here. A lot of self-proclaiming things. A legend, yeah.
I love that he goes, I'm a bigger star than Gino Bisconti or Chad Zumock. Okay. Yep. Very good. What else you got, John? I'm a legend.
Flashy Vic has it too. He was screaming today that he's a bigger star than Jeremy Piven.
That's not true.
No,
Not even close.
Entourage was an amazing show.
Yeah, no shit. He was actually, Jeremy Piven's actually starred in movies. He wasn't just the guy who yells, "I masturbate a lot." Is a cameo.
And outside of John's hotel room, any video that I saw of him when he's not screaming that he's a celebrity to security, no one was near him. He seemed lost and alone.
Oh, there were people who reported that he would walk around the bar at the Borgata waiting for someone to recognize him. Probably because he needed a drink. Waiting for someone to buy him a beer. I am a legend. That's an amazing thing to say right there.
Yeah, that's good.
All right, so let's get back on me. Let's talk about my issues.
Fact. Why? Because I'm funny and I'm talented, and you guys can't handle it. It drives you all insane. Lady K thinks he's a real broadcaster. He's not. He's a hack. He doesn't know how to broadcast. His voice is annoying. He laughs at his own jokes every fucking second. Where is the talent, I ask you? Where?
Now, you might have a biased opinion, John. My voice does suck, though.
This is on the heels of What Did I Ever Do to You?
You're doing it again, you asshole. He can never stop himself. It's so crazy. He's like, all I've ever done is been nice to these people. No. Actually, that's not true.
Also, he says we can't handle it. I like funny people. I like talented people. I can handle it.
Yeah. This whole thing where we're jealous of him, he's got to drop that. Because that's the only thing that keeps him going in his life. Oh, they must be jealous of me. We're not.
No.
Nobody I know would change places with Stuttering John Melendez. That would be a nightmare.
No one.
Even the quad father would not trade places with Stuttering John Melendez.
Honestly, I think that's true. I think you're right. He's just like, yeah, I should have bagged, John, but at least I'm not you.
Yeah.
So there's
Podcast Hitman would stay in prison.
Yes, I think you're right about that. Because he wants to be the laughing stock of the internet.
Right. But also, he also thinks he's qualified as a professional broadcaster with his transatlantic voice. Those velvety tones that come across the waves. And transatlantic, I know that's getting too close to home with his kid, but seriously, like there's a transatlantic. Do you hear what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do. I'm following you.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Good
Better
cover.
joke
But yeah,
than
he does.
Pacific, but whatever. She's on the west.
It's true. That's true.
Whatever.
That's why you're here to kind of like pick up the slack. He has no bearings. He's a guy who got lucky because he had a stutter.
Yep.
He ended up like Forrest Gump, being just on his way through history by a series of mishaps, and now he's mad because now he's at a point where he has to really kind of find his own work, and he can't do it. So he's calling the FBI on people's mothers. This is where we've come.
Here's a word I don't think I've ever used before, or at least not in a long time. I'm talking about Stuttering John. He was overemployed. And overemployed is a real thing where people find themselves in a position that they cannot perform at. And so he was ranting and raving today. Someone said he got fired from the Tonight Show. He's like, I never got fired. No, but you got demoted multiple times. You were the announcer, and then you were a writer, and then you were a writer with less pay. It's like his pay just kept going down and down because he was overemployed. So when he talks about the fact that like I was the first stuttering announcer for the Tonight Show, no one thought that was a good idea in hindsight. Everyone regrets that now. So I mentioned before I mentioned before that John's fighting this war at too many fronts, and he's got to choose his battles. But instead, he gets Chad Zumach involved for no fucking reason.
Now, I ask you, I heard through the grapevine that Chad Zumach was trashing me. Could somebody get me the tape? Now, I have said very kind things about Mr. Zumach. So please tell me if it's true that Chad was trashing me. I want to know. And I want to know now.
So do me a favor. I want it now.
Yeah, right.
And he says, give me the tape, and then follows that with, just tell me.
He's all over the place.
Sorry, I was muted when you were talking Tonight Show stuff. Do you have any of the clips of him talking about the Tonight Show? Is this from today?
This is from today.
Yeah. So he was talking about why he failed at the end, and it wasn't his fault.
Yeah,
It was
of
because
course
they
it
put him in the
fault.
crowd. Jay didn't know when I was yelling stuff. He didn't know where it was coming from. But did you hear him claim that his correspondence pieces had the highest ratings?
Doesn't make any sense.
Any of the how do they get ratings on a segment?
You don't.
that John did.
And it's not like people tune in. They're just like, all right, what time's the John segment going to be? Because then I'll tune in. Then I got to go right back to the news. It doesn't make any sense, but that's what he does. He just brags about shit. He just makes it up.
And if you look back at his all his time that he was on the air, a lot of it was just him being demeaned. It was him getting his hair cut off. It was him in a stupid bathing suit, him dressed as Wendy, him in an ice bath. I mean, it's not like, you know, you can really see a lot of his writing skills.
He was the stunt boy. He's always been the stunt boy, even when he played against Shaquille O'Neal, where he claims he beat him at basketball. That's how basketball works, John. Anyway, when he claims he beat Shaquille O'Neal at basketball, like that was all to make him look foolish because he's a 5'5.5" dork playing against Shaquille O'Neal.
Right. But Carl, just like fucking lean into it then. Be like, admit, hey, listen, you know, I was funny on the show. They made me funny. Like, I looked ridiculous on the show. I earned every fucking penny I had as a performer on that show. Don't tell me you're a fucking comedy writer. Don't tell me that you were sitting down with these guys at 3 o'clock in the morning going, all right, guys, we got to get the cold open going. We got under, you know, it's not true. Like,
Zen,
those guys.
If he ever said any of those things, the Dabbleverse would not exist.
I know.
I mean, if he had,
I'm thankful for that.
Me too. If he had any self-awareness, if he sat down one time and was just like, guys, I wasn't the best part of the Howard Stern show, obviously, but I enjoyed my role on there. I was mostly a phone screener, but I had some good bits. Be like, oh, okay, moving on. Fair enough.
All right, we'll find someone else.
Yeah, right. But he'll never say that. He'll never think that way. No. The other thing too, that whole Chad Zuma thing is, I heard he was trashing me because somebody sent me the tape. I love how short John's memory is. Yeah. John did that show with Chad where Shuley and the gang were feeding him all these fake Venmos, and Chad is pretending he's making all this money, and they were just goofing on John the entire time. And then we did a victory lap episode. It was me, Anthony Cumia, I think Florentine joined us, if I'm not mistaken. We were all on there on Uncle Rico goofing on John. Like, there's a long history of Chad goofing on you, John. But I've said nice things about him recently. Doesn't matter. None of that matters. I don't know why you think that matters.
Muttering Jay is in his inner circle. What are you talking? Like, why are you surprised? It's one of his top 3 friends. Is Muttering Jay?
I have that clip coming up. Don't you worry. But first, we got to talk about Felicia. Now, Felicia has been on MLC for the past few months, and apparently, John decided to reach out to her since he's in New York and was just like, "Hey, you want to get drinks?" And John was hoping to pull that off on the DL, but Felicia's just like, holy shit, Kevin, you won't believe who reached out to me to get drinks. So now John's very upset with her for outing him.
Felicia had to open her big jawed trap to Brennan. John wants to take me out. Why do you do that, Felicia? I'll tell you why. So Brennan can trash me. You are smart enough to know that by saying that gives Kevin another reason to trash me.
Yeah, that's why she did it.
Yeah, You're not that stupid.
Yeah, no, she
Don't think I am going to fall for that.
I doubt she's even going to tell you that.
Because I'm way smarter than you.
Oh, boy.
I hate to say it. I'm smarter than everybody in this fucking Dabbleverse. That's a fact, Jack.
So drinks are off the table, I guess.
Could have achieved the academics achievements that I have. The academic achievements. You cannot do it. None of you can ace the C best.
Watch me.
That was his first thing. None of us can ace the C best. He's smarter than all of us. He's smarter than Felicia, smarter than all of us. So I grabbed a couple of example questions from the C best. Listen to this. Rob uses 1 box of cat food every 5 days to feed his cats. Approximately how many boxes of cat food does he use per month? 30 divided by 5. I'm going to go with 6.
Okay.
Is it multiple choice?
Yep.
Oh, good.
It's a multiple choice. Here's another one. You ready for this? Tara can develop 2 rolls of film in about 18 minutes. At this rate, how long will it take her to develop 8 rolls of film?
I got one. John uses 1 bag of cat litter per year.
After 3 years, how many bags of cat litter will John use? Like, that's literally the questions that are on the CBS. And John's like, no one else could do this. We all can.
Yeah.
Maybe not Ray DeVito, but most of us could do this. It's not that difficult. All right, so this is what Cardiff was talking about. John is going to unleash. Watch out, Felicia. Wow, you should not have crossed the Duke.
Don't think that my fans are not going to fucking unleash on you. You actually betrayed your biggest supporter in the Dabbleverse and the Duke and the real GOAT.
So now he's telling his listeners to go after people, which thank God this guy does not have real power.
I know.
Could you imagine if he actually did have a following of people?
Oh, like
Be a
the Kiss
monster.
Army. That would be massive.
That would be a tough go for people. But he believes that he actually has people who are helping him. And later on, he explains who those people are.
That's what I'm going to do. I handle everything in a very meticulous manner. You have no idea the organization I have behind me. Between Dustin and Dabbling Dan and the rest of my supporters, Dirty Deeds, you name it. Hitman Dan, we're an army.
He named 3 super chatters and a guy he went to high school with. And I love that Dirty Deeds made the list. It was just 5 days ago. He's like, Dirty Deeds, we're not friends anymore.
I'm out of the Dirty Deeds business.
What the fuck is going on? Could you imagine?
Army.
Could you imagine thinking you're intimidating people by going, I got Dabbling Dave, I got Hitman Dan, Dirty Deeds. Like,
People I don't really know their names.
it's insane.
But when you take these guys on a date with you, you really solidify your
That's
relationship.
true. That's very true. Zed, do you guys have Uncle Rico tonight?
Yeah, in about 5 minutes.
Okay. I got a couple more clips. Can you hang, or should I let you go?
Fuck
right.
them. Have a good time.
I appreciate it, buddy. Thank you.
Yeah, like they need me on that show. Let's be honest.
Well, actually, I
know
was
my
going to
place.
leave the show and go do Uncle Rico. Can you guys hang and finish this up? All right. So this is the example of John's poor mother. This woman, as John says, 87 years old. She's a saint. And she has to deal with this. This is her bringing John like mail up to his room while he's ranting like a lunatic.
Because he was a success and you are a failure. Neil Brennan eclipsed you a long time ago, and your brother Neil doesn't talk to you, and your father wouldn't even tell you that he loved you. Thank you, Mom. So you don't 1,007 in the room, Pinky.
I love that he's going, and your mom never told you that she loved you, and you're a loser, and hey, Mom, thanks. Yeah, don't set that right there. That's fine. And listen here, motherfucker.
Can I get some milk?
That poor mom. Like, what could she be thinking about this?
I can't wait till he croaks.
It'd be one thing if, hey, Mom, I'm just putting on an act. This is my show. But he's ranting and raving about this throughout the day.
Well,
He doesn't turn this off.
No.
She literally said on the when she was bringing him the coffee, "You're killing me, John.
Yeah.
You're killing me."
He's like, Mom, give me some coffee with ice cubes in it. And she's like, you want ice cream coffee? No, Mom, coffee with ice cubes. And then she brings it. And he's like, no creamer? She's like, oh, yeah, I didn't. Do you need creamer? He's like, no, it's fine. He's such an
You don't
asshole.
love me.
He's such a piece of shit.
Well, his recipe is, as a child, it was his father probably called him a moron and punched him, and his mother coddled him. So
Yes.
this is what you get out of that. This is the guy, a 60-ish-year-old man who's going to be living there probably for the rest of his life with his mother.
Is he at Joyce's house or his mom's house? I thought he was at Joyce's house.
No, what's his mom's been there all week. So
I know, but she's always showing up in the background. So yeah, I don't know.
I think he's at his mother's house.
Yeah, you're probably right. So he's probably there for the long haul if he's in like a guest room or something.
Yeah.
All right. So now John's talking about making a deal with Patrick Melton. Now, as you know, John was going to fight Melton in Vegas, but he decided to go to his house at the time that Melton said he wouldn't be home. He was home all Friday, most of the day Saturday. He had to leave Saturday to go to California. That's when John decided to show up. But John's a tough guy, and he's got an idea of how to get a rematch going.
So in the middle, from Vegas to New York, I would say, I don't know, Iowa, Illinois. Let's meet in Illinois. Okay? Let's meet
Sounds like fun.
Yeah.
in Rockford, Illinois. That's where the last show of my band opening up with Ted Nugent happened, in Rockford, Illinois. Let's meet there, and I'll rock your fucking face. Okay? I'll fly, you fly, we meet, After our meeting, I will pay for your fat fuck flight back. 1 seat for you, 1 seat for your hunchback. Okay? Deal? I'll do it. I don't care. There's no fear in my eyes.
I love that. There's no fear in my eyes for this ridiculous thing I just made up that, of course, you wouldn't. That'd be like if I came on my show and I'm like, hey, Brock Lesnar, you want to fight me? Come to my house. Do I look afraid of you, Brock Lesnar? Yeah, because I know it's not going to happen. That's why there's no fear. It's ridiculous. You're going to meet him in Illinois somewhere to fight?
And then pay for his flight.
And then pay for his flight back. That's stupid.
Now let me just add some common sense here, because the first thing I thought of when I heard this was, I think a flight from New York City to Las Vegas might be a little cheaper than a flight from New York to Rockford, Illinois.
Yeah, if
and then
we're
another
flying.
flight from Rockford
Right.
back to Las Vegas for Fatty Patty and his hunchback.
It's a
'Cause he's
great
gotta buy
point.
two things.
I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, what are we driving to Iowa to meet up? And then he goes, no, we'll fly. And I'm like, wait, well, then just fly to Vegas. You know where he lives.
It's
You're upfront of that.
$199 max.
John is a child on every single level. I'm going to come and meet you and we'll fight. And then I'll show you who's the best. And again, I've said this before. If John did fight Patrick Melton or Tookie or Shuley or me, and he won the fight, what would that change? What could that possibly change about anything?
He's
In
living
his head,
the
it changes.
Yeah.
he's living the outsiders, and the Rockford, Illinois is the park.
Let's do it for Johnny. All right, here's one more clip. And Zen, I wanted you to see this. I'm glad you're still hanging out because
For sure.
John, as you just heard him bragging, he's got 1,000 viewers. And then all of a sudden his view count goes up to like 1,700. So it's obvious someone's buying viewers. And he knows who's doing that.
So Dildo's buying views now because he's
When he says that, by the way, I should mention, he's talking about producer Joe.
Right.
From the
our
Uncle
Joe.
Rico show. Yes. He's talking about Frog.
Dildo's buying views now because he's so pissed that I have real views. Now it's up to 1,700. Dildo now is realizing that I am fucking eclipsing the shitware. So now he's got to buy views to try and make it look like I'm buying views. The only problem is my hands are here. Nobody's buying views for me. You all watched in the chat my very slow increase. There was no buying of views. And Phildo, I could read your mind because you're an idiot. And it's so easy to just get into that idiotic mind because I know how an idiot, well, no, this makes me look like an idiot. Oh,
Isn't that amazing? He caught himself. He goes, I know you did it because you're an idiot, and I know how idiots think. Oh, shit. Shouldn't have said that. By the way, none of that made any fucking sense at all.
No.
I love that he thinks that Uncle Rico Show or the Shuli Network is buying viewers for him to make him look like he's buying viewers.
Right.
How does that make any sense at all? What are you talking about?
My hands are here.
Yeah, we know you're not buying. We know you don't know how
And
to
my
do
wallet is empty.
that. Yeah, we know you don't know how to do that, John.
And
No,
Lord
it's-
Kevin Larry can tell us you got to give him at least an hour's notice before you buy viewers.
That's right. how that
Exactly.
works.
Yeah. Especially how we work at our place. We're constantly buying viewers and constantly not getting paid for the show. Especially when there's 15 people working for the Shuli Network. We don't want to get paid. We want to spend all that money on buying Stuttering John viewers. That's
Right.
how it works.
And it's worth it just to stick it to John. Like you can live in poverty for years, but as long as
Right.
you're sticking it to John, it makes it all worthwhile.
Yeah.
So people should go bounce over and check out Anthony Zenhauser on the Uncle Rico Show. You guys have been doing a
Aw.
great job lately documenting Stuttering John in the Dabbleverse.
Oh, well, thank you. I've been writing for the show for years now. And
I knew that.
I think it's a credit to,
Right.
it's a
You're
credit
like,
to me.
Bob, then say this, but salty. He's like, oh, yeah,
Right.
Zen, that's a
Yeah.
good idea. All right, I'll do that. Thank you.
Yeah.
Passing notes along to the
Call me
guys.
fat now.
Yeah, passing the notes over. So subscribe to the Shuli Network. Hit the notifications for the Uncle Rico Show. What's your guys' schedule now? I know you're doing summer hours.
So, yeah, we do Rico Wednesday through Sunday. Sometimes we're not doing it Saturday, but we have shows on Saturday. And then we do BS on Friday mornings at 9 a.m. We also do bonus shows Monday on Tuesday. You can find the Tier 1 and Tier 2 shows. So, yeah, it's every day, pretty much.
Awesome. I thought you guys were taking some time off. I was
for a
wrong.
Jew. What can I fucking tell you?
Yeah,
The guy doesn't want to take a
figure.
day off work.
Bah humbug.
I know. Jesus
Summer hours.
Christ.
All right. Well, Zen, thank you so much for coming on WATP. And we'll see you in Rochester in August.
I'll see you in Rochester. Looking forward to the roast, man. I think all you guys are going to be on it, right? So it's going to be a lot of fun. Chris, you're hysterical, man. You got to get on that roast.
Okay. Thank you.
Cardiff, whatever. It's nice to see you.
You know where it's at. Log cabin, Larry. You think that's bad? Wait till you see what I got for you.
Oh, I can't wait. Been excited all fucking year for this. Let's do it.
Awesome. All right,
I
it's
hope
going to
you
be
bust
fun.
your band by then.
He might. All right, see you, Anthony.
Bye.
Take care.
Who are these